matter where you were or what you were doing, they were keeping a close eye on you. And the feeling you have inside of yourself that you're special and that you're protected and nothing really bad can happen to you comes from that chapter where you knew that somebody was always close by keeping an eye on you.
Well, yeah, I always knew I was being watched. Yeah, but that's a God thing, isn't it? The high source that you never do anything because somebody's always watching you?
No, it's because in your circumstances specifically, it's because you know that you're being observed. And they intentionally did it that way so you would become comfortable with being observed.
Oh, yeah, the Secret Service introduced me. All I said is I want to meet George Bush. Voila. I said I want to meet Ronald Reagan. Voila. So, yeah, somebody was watching me because I could just say something and they'd do it. I got to meet President Reagan. I got to meet President Bush.
So now what I need you to do is I need you to concentrate on that feeling of becoming, because the first time that you become comfortable with that sensation is when you're on the horse and you're with Joan and you see the person.
No, actually, it's the first time was when I'm in the car with Steve, in my driveway at my house, and I do an ESP on him to see if it works. So that's when I first felt empowered psychically. Or ESP.
We're talking about the government observing you and keeping track of your activities.
Oh, okay. So I'm supposed to remember all that now, or what? What's the deal?
You can remember it, and the reason you don't want to remember it is because we've just talked about a lot of stuff that's really uncomfortable material, but it's still okay material.
Well, yeah, because Steve was part of it. He was always in the government, too. He always worked for the government. After NASA, of course, he worked for Rust Engineering, and then he went out doing contracts. And then Tom did, too. Yeah, and my aunts did, too. I mean, they worked with the Shah of Iran here in Florida, the Air Force. So, But, yeah, I was always comfortable with the government. But is that an issue, or that's just the theme you're running?
No, it's an important point because they had to create a dynamic with you where you felt comfortable with them observing and recording your activities. So
even when I was driving a truck, people would show up and take pictures of me through the. It always seemed like it was a dirty old guy in a trench coat, though. It reminds me of that character. What was that? Remember that guy on TV that he was always talking, a little short dude with a cigar. Yeah, exactly. That's the picture I get. Yeah, one of those guys. There's always some little. Exactly, Janet. Good job.
Okay.
That's what I. Yeah, some little guy like that sneaking around taking pictures of you.
So,
that was good hit. Good hit.
Really good.
It just gives me that creeps. But yeah, I've always had one of those. Even if I walk out the door now, there'll be, if I fly on a plane, there's extra cops. Or, I don't know. It's just weird.
They keep track of you.
So we're trying to get a good point in this sequence. We have like 30 minutes about. So let's Suzanne
but what was the issue of being
We're doing this chronologically. So don't ask any questions, TJ. Just answer. Because I'm going to do it next week, and Debra the next week, and Karen the next week. We're all going to take turns.
You start remembering stuff in your timeline.
That's why it's called the hot seat, TJ. That's why it's called the hot seat. But when you come out the other side, you will be free. Okay, let's Suzanne. She's brilliant. I wish I would have known you 20 years ago, Suzanne. You're amazing. Back to you, Suzanne.
Well, good for Suzanne.
Oh.
You got to remember, Janet, people, in the back of my head, I'm sort of freaking out because we're just talking like we're not recording this. But this was supposed to be my radio show tonight.
It's okay, TJ.
Great. So everybody that knows me.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's
I'm out
okay,
there,
TJ.
folks.
This is the hottest story in Hollywood. This is going to be the movie behind the movie. But let Suzanne do this.
Oh, my
Back
God.
to Suzanne.
It's going to be a good sex
you.
show.
Okay, you got it. Okay, first of all, you and I have met a few times in some phone calls and stuff like that, so you don't really know me, so it really is a trust issue at the moment.
I saw you on video. It's like knowing you I saw you on screen. Your hair flowing through the house. I'm seeing this huge home you live in with all the beautiful pictures, your husband's art. But you looked okay. You're an old lady, so am I.
No, I'm an old lady with no makeup in my pajamas all afternoon with you on the phone. Absolutely.
But yeah, no, I trust you. But I trusted your voice. You and Karen have that higher soul, your godly, saintly ET stuff going on. It's a vibration, a voice thing, intonation.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And
very few. I don't let anybody in. I'm a precog that lives in my bedroom. I don't let people around me.
Okay.
You're as close as we get.
As close as I get is through this telephone line.
That's right.
So the objective here. Okay. So first of all, let's do a little reality check. You're in your home in your bedroom.
That's right.
You're at the end.
My kitty's on my shoulder. Karen took a picture of me. She's my new friend. She said, "Let me take a picture," so she knows I live alone and I've got a little kitty. She took a picture and sent it to me. I didn't like the picture. God, I'm ugly. Oh my God, I couldn't believe how old. Oh my God, don't you hate getting old? But anyway, we're old.
All right.
No, you look great, TJ. You look wonderful.
I'm gonna get her into the comfort zone.
We gotta get more done here.
I am.
Yes,
okay.
Please.
Okay, I got to get her in the comfort zone first. So you have to realize you're in charge of your surroundings here, Theresa. Okay, it's okay, and you actually don't have to give details here. So I want you to take and go to the next most. So we've gone through a lot of history here, but the most important piece to my way of thinking is the fact that they've figured out a way to be part of your life without you feeling as if you're being invaded or anything else like that.
No, I don't mind. I mean, I don't get what that thread that you're working on is important, or, I mean, other than me remembering John Hill getting over me in the bungalow, it's the only big hit I got out of it. But
and then
I don't
John
get
being killed.
I don't get the hot seat of what we're supposed to be doing. I guess
so Does John get killed?
This game.
does John get killed?
Who?
Does John get killed?
Yes. Okay.
So the reason that, you become more involved in the government process is that person could very easily derail your purpose.
With John after he supposedly killed Joan, my best friend, my first adult best friend that rode horses with me from Louisiana. And we wore ponytails.
Who died?
Joan dies first.
Okay.
Joan died. I know her room and everything. They had gold on they were wealthy.
Okay.
I mean, they built that.
TJ.
What?
TJ, slow down. How does Joan die? Slow that down and say it as if you're saying it now, like it's happening now. What happened? If Joan died, what happened?
You want me to tell the truth, or you want me to tell what I think?
What you think and you feel is the truth. What you feel.
Or you want me to
truth.
tell you what was in the book or
no,
the movie?
I want you to tell us what you feel is the truth. What you feel is the actual truth.
John took feces and he killed her, and I don't know why.
I'm sorry. That is tragic. I am so sorry, Theresa.
I know, because I loved him, and I loved his son, Robin. Robin was just a little kid. That was their son. And his mama was like a Seventh-day Adventist, but I loved his mom and Robin. And anyway, it was a big family thing, and he messed it all up. And then I had to be the investigator on the case.
And what did you investigate?
John, but then he got killed. So.
And why did he kill? Why did John kill Joan?
Are you there, TJ?
Hold on. Let's see. Okay, can you hear me now?
We can hear you now.
Oh, yeah, perfect. Thank you.
We can hear you.
So John,
why did John kill Joan?
Gave me a job because of Percy took my case because I'm against the Warwicks, so they'd pay for my tooth. Because when I danced, me and this girl kicked, and I fell on my face, and during rehearsal for the sheiks and stuff, but they were coming in. But Percy took my case. But then when John died, I was all freaked out, but he had me come to his office and shit. But Percy, I don't know. Percy used that guy. Newton knew about it because I ran to Newton's house. Newton was the attorney I worked for. I don't know. It's a big scandal. I don't know if I'm supposed to say all that.
Why?
It was,
it's been 50
because
years.
they made movies and books about it.
50
People
years
got
later,
rich off of it.
It's 50 years later, and it's your story. So place yourself inside
yeah, but
the
I
story.
don't think it was. I don't understand how I got here from. We were going to do a radio show. Janet said I was going to be in the hot seat, but I didn't understand.
You're in the hot seat. It don't matter. It doesn't matter how we got here. Let Suzanne ask questions and give shorter answers, TJ. Let her ask more questions, shorter answers. Go ahead.
Is this show over yet? All right, what is it?
Okay. Theresa.
I'll watch this game.
We're at the Warwick Hotel. You got your tooth knocked out, and that person who helped you get the money to get your tooth repaired becomes the attorney. He uses you.
He was going to sue Warwick, but then he makes me do the
don't
case.
Talk over. Wait, TJ.
Okay.
TJ, stop talking over Susan asking the question. Let her ask him the full. Let her ask the full question. Then she'll say, "Okay, now answer." Okay, go ahead. Try that again, please.
Okay. So here we are. We're at the Warwick Hotel, and you had an accident. You told me with this girl, and you got your front tooth knocked out. And this attorney represents you, and then he later uses you to become an investigator. Okay, which is incredibly bizarre because you're still a child yourself. And so that story is so surreal, but nobody looks at you and thinks, "Oh, you look like a child." You look like a mature young woman.
I look like I'm 23. They'd guess me 23, 24 all the time.
Okay.
I never was carded. My mother used to take me to clubs, and I was never carded.
Okay, good.
At 15, 16, she drank.
Now he takes and he uses you as an investigator, and he has you investigate what?
What was going on? Let's see, Charlie. What was his name? It wasn't Charlie, though. We called him Charlie because of Charlie's Angels later, because we did there was some jewels missing in Las Vegas, and he told the story at the bar, and they picked it up and took it and made a television series out of it. But he used some girls, and I was the youngest one. But what did he do? He used this on whenever I got pregnant for a few months in between. But at the time before I was married, what am I blocking? There's some part of this that's not there. I don't know. It was 1915 South Shepherd, and Newton had his office down there. So Newton Schwartz, Percy Foreman. Newton represented Percy Foreman in the tax audit, Percy Foreman's tax. So Newton and Percy knew each other, and then they worked in the same office. Newton hires me. I'm working for Newton. I don't know. These attorneys now Newton was a U.S. attorney, state, and he was Air Force. I don't know how that goes together, but he was Percy Foreman. Percy, my grandma. I thought my grandma asked me who the most important attorney was in Houston because she was going to sue the hell out of them. So my grandmother called Percy. This is how I think Percy got in my life when I broke my tooth. My grandmother was madder than hell. She was a big la-di-da in all those Women Eastern Star and introduced me to the governor in Louisiana and all that. But she was Esther Bolton, so she called Percy. Anyway, Percy was important. He was really powerful. He loved me. I loved him. He had 16. He gave me all his money and was going to marry me and gave me all these cars. He was real rich. He gave me everything.
Cool. Really a cool story. So, the thing that's really important there in that piece is that just when it seems like something bad happens to you, somebody else in your life steps forward, provides you with the necessary connection with an individual who supports you and gives you the information to handle the next piece of information. So it's I kind of feel bad that they didn't protect you